we'll talk about how it runs and things.
Okay.
Hi everybody, it's Michael Fox from the UK Gaming Media Network here and the Little Metal Log Show, of course. And I'm at the UK Games Expo 2012 and joined by the one, the only, the fabulous Mr. Brett J. Gilbert. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. That's quite a lead-in. Thank you very much.
I figured we'd really pump it up
and
see what happens.
Yeah.
So we're here today to talk about your new game, your first release, Divinare.
That's
not
right.
Divinaire.
Correct. Divinare, people, not Divinaire.
And coming out through Asmodee Day. It's out now, officially.
It is.
And I was lucky enough to play it about 6 weeks ago, before it came out, and I fell for it completely. I love it. I think it's great.
Glad to hear
this
it.
is not just me shilling.
No, but even if it were, I'll take it.
That's all right.
Yeah, good.
So I like it because it's a very, very simple game to get your head around.
Yep.
But it is also one of the meanest things I've ever played in my life.
I think it can be played mean.
Yes.
If you are mean, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
And I am.
And you are. That's fine.
So there you go. So give us a run through. What is Divinare about, and how do we play it?
What is it about? Well, the theme, there is an international contest of mediums. We have our 4 contestants from 4 corners of the globe. And the game is played very simply, as Michael said. There is a deck of cards. There are 4 types of cards. There are green cards. There are pink cards, which are the palmistry.
Thingy, yeah.
There's the astrology card, which is yellow. And there is the crystal ball, which is blue. And there are 4 boards. And the deck is made up of just those 4 cards in varying distributions. So there are 6 of the palm cards, the pink cards. There are, let's get this right, 8 of these, 10 and 12. So there's a fixed distribution at the start, but the cards are shuffled, and only 2/3 of the cards are dealt out between the players in each round. And 12 of the cards would then be put away unseen by the players. And you would have a hand of cards. So you would know some information about the card distribution in that round. And your aim is to be in the right spot on each, to make an accurate prediction on each board at the end of the round when all of the cards dealt out have been played. If you're on the right spot, you get the most points. If you're on either of the adjacent spots, you get slightly fewer points. But if you're wrong, you get negative points.
Yes.
And those points themselves can be amplified at the edges by the spaces which have the small red dots. They make winning better and they make losing worse.
Yep.
So you can take a chance, maybe it'll pay off, maybe not. And the only other twist in it is that how it works is you have a hand of cards. Cards are passed between the players, so a little bit of information is shared, but on your turn you do one thing essentially. You choose a card, you play it alongside its corresponding board.
So always face up.
Always face up, so you can see absolutely everybody, it's all public then. And then you move your counter. Let's say I'm Lord Fishner, the English Lord. I would move my signet ring to one of the empty prediction spaces. But the thing is, whenever I play a green card, I have to move my prediction, even if I've already made the correct prediction. So the game is really trying to maneuver yourself to make that prediction at the right time, just ahead of your opponents, and not be too late.
Yeah.
And not get caught out and have to lose points or get tricked by your opponents.
I think one thing you can do as well, when you put a green card down, say for example there, and you have to move your piece, you can also move it off.
You can also go back.
So
yes.
if you think that you have completely screwed up and you've boned your prediction, in order to keep yourself safe and score no points whatsoever, which scores better than scoring negative points, you can pull off the prediction.
You can make a retreat.
Yeah,
absolutely. You have to move, or either to an empty space, or indeed back to the middle, as Michael says, which can contain any number of the pieces. All of these can only contain one prediction. So those little simple rules to do with how the predictions are recorded and made is really the heart of the game.
Yeah.
And makes it work. Without that, it kind of wouldn't be much of a game.
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing I really enjoyed about it, and one thing that struck me when I first played it, was that thematically it works brilliantly.
Yes.
Because yes, you are trying to work out what the cards are, and you know and I know that we do not have the psychic powers of what other people might think, but you are trying to divine the cards, trying to read what's happening, trying to read your opponents, and it's just so cool.
Yes, there is. If you're lucky, or you've got a little bit of intuition, then you can read from other people's actions a bit about what they might have in their hand, and you can also screw them over by passing them cards they don't want.
Yep.
And then you might be in turn screwed over by the opponent who passes you cards you don't want. But hopefully, when you get to the end, there's always a bit of a surprise. There's always the last few cards really turn it on its head, and you get caught out, or you get lucky, and then you play it again. So you play as many rounds as there are players and count up the points.
Nice one. So this is your first game, of course, Brett, that has come out properly.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what's there is a bit of a story behind it. There's the whole you went to Spain. And
I
things
went to
happened.
Spain. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm. If you can imagine it, I'm more famous in Spain, or at least in Catalonia, than I am here. I mean, maybe that will change. Who knows? The game originally was designed about 2 years ago, and it developed very quickly. I was very lucky that the idea worked. It's a very simple idea, and if it hadn't worked, I've just had to throw it away. I entered into a games design competition in Granollers in Spain last year, which it won, which is fantastic.
Nice.
I really loved it. And in fact, there's a games fair in Granollers in Spain, and they wanted me to go over last year, but I couldn't because it was this weekend, the same weekend as the UK Games Expo. But at that fair was the representative of Asmodee from Spain, Harris, and he took it to Asmodee in HQ in France, and they absolutely fell in love with it. I feel they were really enthusiastic about it from the get-go, and they just wanted it so badly, and they raced to get it out. So it's happened amazingly quickly.
Yeah, it has been a very
very quick. So I'm the luckiest designer in the world because it could have taken 18 months or 2 years, but they wanted something as soon as possible, and they commissioned the most fantastic artwork. My prototype was just colours and a plain board, very abstract, and they totally went, into the deep end with it and had amazing theme and artwork.
Yeah, the artwork is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Very evocative of the age.
Yes.
It's just everything about it. It's just got this glorious vibe of retroness.
Exactly.
So yeah, what's your plans for the future? Other games coming up?
There's always other games in the works. I was lucky enough with another game that in fact I was testing here last year to win the Hippodice contest in Germany.
Cool.
But I don't think it was quite Germanic enough for the German publishers, even though they voted for it to win. The jury of Germanic publishers didn't think it was quite German enough, I think.
Right.
But I still think it's a good game. I mean, in some ways, it's not the same game as this, but now I've looked at them from a little bit of stood back. Yeah. They do have a certain similarity. I mean, it's a card game, and you are making. It's not you make predictions, but it has a pirate theme,
right?
Which I appreciate isn't the world's most original game theme. I mean, everybody has a pirate game. That's mine, but it's nice and light and simple and fun, and with a bit of surprise. So it's not the same game, but it does have a little bit of the same flavour in terms of the way.
Family.
Yeah, I would say so actually. Yeah, and actually the presentation that Asmodee have given this game makes it look even more similar. It's kind of alarming actually, because it has a ring of cards that you play cards at, and in my original version of this, there wasn't that similarity, but Asmodee have created that familiarity, which I haven't got a problem with. It's just interesting to step back and go, oh, I hope I'm not just designing the same game again, but I don't think I have. With any luck.
Brett, thank you so much for bringing it along today and letting us check it out. Do go buy it. Seriously, it is a very, very good game. Scales excellently from 2 to 4. Plays in no time at all, and being able to put that final card down and screwing your opponent over on that last one is a fantastic moment. So there you go. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.